Alrighty. Hello everyone. This is Whitebox here, and here for another game of Spirit Island. This one's actually going to be a replay of a game I tried the other day. Set up here I had, which was Lure of the Deep Wilderness against Brandenburg Prussia level 5. Made a couple big mistakes, and I feel like it was doable, even though I lost pretty early on. So I'm going to give it another shot, see if I can do any better. Especially because I like Lure a lot. It's a very fun spirit. So let's go ahead and take it away. My initial explore here was Sands, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can deal with that. And that one's luckier than the start I had last game, I think, which was a mountain start. I'm still going to go ahead and do the same thing I did before, I think, which is open with a presence. I think I'll go to this mountain. And then a softly beckon ever inward, and that's going to let me suck up a lot of stuff. So that's my first growth option. Second growth option, I'm going to be a power card. I'm only doing one card play this turn, so I don't need the extra power or elements. And let's see what I get. So I've got Nature's Resilience, that's not bad. Here There Be Monsters, Uncanny Melting, and Sear Anger into the Wildlands. Sear Anger into the Wildlands, not bad. Let's see, elements-wise, Here There Be Monsters is probably the way to go. I do like Nature's Resilience, though. That Defend could come in handy. Defend 6. It's pretty good. Elements are not bad. I do like having Leaf. So I might go Nature's Resilience over Here There Be Monsters. I think the inland I'll be able to do enough, but I don't need the kind of extra stuff from that. Sear Anger, also pretty good. I don't really need the defense right now. I'm just kind of planning for future turns. Yeah, you know what, I'll stick with Here There Be Monsters. The elements are really good for my first innate, so I'll go ahead and stick with that one. I'm going to get 2 energy and play that immediately on Softly Beckon Ever Inward. So now we're going to go to the Invader phase. I don't have any fast powers. Flip an event just to keep timing up. And they're going to go ahead and build in Sands. So they'll build here and here. Then they're going to go ahead and explore mountains and jungles. Don't love that, particularly the mountain, but that's okay. Okay, now I come to slow powers. I just have 1. I can gather up to 2 explorers, 2 towns, and 2 beasts, and 2 to Han. So I have a couple options. I probably do want to gather into this mountain just so I can try to do something about it next turn. It's going to be rough though, so that's a little tricky. But I can probably set something up there. And that'll let me keep the coast clear, which is going to be important, just because these lands have a tendency to be an issue with this particular spirit. So let's go ahead and pull those towns, those explorers, and I'll pull 1 explorer from that one too. I'll also go ahead and pull these to Han along. Maybe I should have kept that Defend 6, but we'll see how it works out. Alright. So I'll build a city there, but I think I'll be able to do something about that next turn. Okay. So that's my turn. Discard that, and I'm back to growth. I want to go ahead and put another presence in here, which is going to be important. That's going to let me ignore more explorers there. And I'm going to want to hit one of my higher level innates here. Especially if I can hit the 3rd level of this, I'll be able to replace the city that they have here. And that'll be pretty good. So to that end, I might do Perils of the Deepest Island and Here They Be Monsters. So I can hit that. I'm going to be one air short with that combination. But I can do Gift of the Untamed Wild instead. And that'll still let me hit the 3rd level of Forsake Society to chase after dreams in the 2nd turn, which is pretty nice. So let's go ahead and do first growth option here. I'll get 2 energy and a moon for this turn. 2 more energy as part of presence. And I'm going to play Here There Be Monsters and Gift of the Untamed Wild. Don't have enough plants, unfortunately, but that's okay. Oops. And I apologize, I forgot the disease that goes into that land from the beginning. Alrighty, so next up, we're going to go into the fast phase. I have no fast powers again, so we go to an event. Remnants of a Spirit's Heart. A group of Dahan find a stony ridge with lingering blessings from an ancient mountain spirit. You may leave its strength with Dahan. That means Dahan have plus 10 health this turn. Lands with Dahan, invaders have plus 1 health. Or with Patient Crocus, craft a Great Warding. Cost is 4 energy per player, aided by Earth, which I don't have any. Defend is 4 lower this turn, but during one future spirit phase, may jointly decide to grant defend 4 in all lands this turn. That might be worth it, just because I don't need the defense this turn. Yeah, I'm not defending this turn, so let me go ahead and take that. I'm going to pay all 4 of my energy. There is a reminder card for that somewhere. And here. I've maybe used that option once. Doesn't come up too often. Remnants of a Spirit's Heart. So I'll go ahead and get that reminder out. And then hunting parties for each land with beasts and city. That's not one. And 1,000 small struggles on each board. Yeah, that doesn't happen either. Okay. No fear card yet. Let me leave that there. So I go into the invader phase. They're going to go ahead and ravage here, doing 1 damage. This guy will die. They'll ravage here, which is fine. And that's that. Next, they'll build in mountains and jungles. Yeah, I don't love them getting a city there, but that's okay. And second city in here. And that goes away. Okay. And then explore mountains. Oof, okay. That might actually be fine. There are worse options that could have come up. And I'll go ahead and throw this guy into here as part of the escalation. Okay. Now I come to slow powers, and of those I have a lot. 3 actually. So first I'll go ahead and do Gift of the Untamed Wild. Dragon Spirit chooses to either add 1 wilds to one of its lands or replace one of their presence with 1 disease. I would like to add a wilds. Fortunately, I don't have Never Heard From again, so that's going to be tough. Okay, let's go ahead and do that in here. Okay. And then I may push 1 Exploraton to Han to Fear. I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Let's push 1 of the towns out just because there's only so much I can do with it. And I'm not going to be able to do anything about this land, so I'll just push him back into this jungle. Deal with that later. Get 2 fear for that. Target land did not have a beast, so I don't get the extra fear. And then I have Forsake Society, A Chase After Dreams. I have 3 moon, 2 air, and 1 beast, so I can replace 1 city with 3 explorers. And I will do so right here. Unfortunately, I don't have Never Heard From Again, which is a problem, but we'll see what happens. So I discard those, and I am back to growth. So I can ignore a bunch of those explorers, or a bunch of those invaders there. Probably not enough of them though, but we'll see. Might be okay. So let's go top track. I'm gonna go moon. How many explorers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go another. So I can ignore more of those. And I think I'll do my element growth option again. This time I do want a plant, because that's going to let me get some stuff out on the board. Get 2 energy for that, and 2 for presence. And I might have to use the defend this turn. That's okay though. I think that'll work out. Actually, if I use the defend, do I need to put all of those guys in there? Probably not. Let me retcon this a little bit. No information's changed. So last turn in the slow phase, I had pushed this guy out here. I'm going to do it here instead. Yeah. And let me add my extra presence in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can ignore 4, so they're going to be doing 5 damage there, and I have the defend 4. So yeah, let me go ahead and do this instead. This would have healed as well, so that should be corrected and up to date. And I think I'm going to have to use that defend this turn, but that is a-okay. I'm not going to be able to kill anything with my Swallowed by the Wilderness yet, but it's a bunch of fear, so that's okay. Okay, so that should be good. Had to retcon, but it was from the slow phase last turn, so no new information come up, so that should be fine. So now I go into fast powers. I have Swallowed by the Wilderness. I can do 1 damage. I'll just go ahead and do it here. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do 1 damage to that. 2 fear. Gets me my first fear card. And the rest of my powers are slow. Oh, and I have to decide this during the spirit phase. I am using this defend 4 in all lands this turn. So I'll go ahead and mark that. Okay. So marked that with defense tokens. And now I go to an event. Still a healthy land, so the Frontier calls. Explorer actions add +1 explorer to lands without towns and cities. Should be fine. Layer in Untamed Lands. On each board, add 1 beast to a land without town, cities, or blight. Okay. Well, there's only so many that I have left, so I'll go ahead and put it in there. And then Seek Out New Grounds. On each board, gather 1 or 2 Dahan into a land without Dahan setup symbols. It's right over there. I'll go ahead and pull this one in here. Okay, so that's the event. Next is a fear card. I've got Spreading Timidity. Each player chooses a land to isolate. Cool. I'll go ahead and isolate a coastal land for sure. Probably the coastal jungle, just because it's got nothing there. Okay. And then I go to the invader phase. So they're going to go ahead and ravage. This one does get ravaged, which is a problem, but it's a future problem. Well, actually, I'm defending 4 on all lands. So, no, it doesn't, because they're doing 5 damage. 1 damage to the land, not enough to blight it. Same thing happens here. And then Dahan will fight back. Dahan did take 1 damage, and they will kill that town. And then right here, they're doing some amount of damage. Let's see, ignoring most of those, so they're doing, I think, 4 damage, so they don't do anything. Dahan will fight back and kill the town, and 4 of the explorers, which actually would have preferred that they didn't kill all the explorers, but that's okay. 1 fear for that. Alright, not bad. And that's that. So now I go to the build. So they are still going to build in there, and they'll build over here too. Okay. Exploring sands. I guessed wrong, but that's okay. We'll explore in there and in there. And then the escalation town, I'll go ahead and throw in here. Okay. Then I go to slow powers. So I have a couple here. I have the 2nd level of Forsake Society to Chase After Dreams. Oh, and let's see. Gather any of those explorers into your lands. If target land has any towns and cities remaining, 1 fear. So I should have gotten 1 fear for that last turn from using that on the city. And I didn't. So I'll go ahead and take that now. Didn't change anything. So I've got Perils of the Deepest Island. I think I want to use that first. So I get 1 fear, another fear card. Add 1 wilds. Let's go ahead and do that. This is 0 range, so this land is going to be a problem, but that's okay. I'll keep worrying about this one for now. Add 1 beast within range 1. Let's keep it in there. And then I can push up to 2 Dahan. Push this one over here. And this one over here. Then I've got Never Heard From Again. I can go ahead and add another Badlands. Let's do it. Let's use Forsake Society to Chase After Dreams first and see if I can get that up. So I don't have the 3rd level, I do have the 2nd level of that. It's going to be tough to deal with this, but I will use it on this guy here, turning him into 2, and pulling these guys in here, and get 1 fear for that. And now I can go ahead and do Never Heard From Again. Can't kill the town, though. Yeah, that's a problem, actually. Because I don't have the 2 damage from it. Well, I'm going to reclaim, so I can do Swallowed by the Wilderness again later. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and keep it in there. That's going to be my kill box. And just kill all 4 of those. Which gets me 1 fear. 1 short of having more than that, but that's okay. And that's my turn. I'm going to reclaim, which I gain 1 energy for. And then I get to start a new turn. So let's see. Do I want the elements or the power card? I'm going to have 5 energy this turn if I just naturally, so I could potentially get a major. Don't really need to, though. I'll probably do Swallowed by the Wilderness here just to kill that town. So that it doesn't ravage. I can let this mountain ravage, that's totally fine. Do need to do something about the sands. I don't know that I'll be able to, though. So let's see, if I do Swallowed by the Wilderness, what are my elements? I'm missing moons as far as getting the innate here. Second level, I would very much like to get the third level of this. So I want something with moon and air. So probably Gift of the Untamed Wild, that way I get the moon, air, and plant. Yeah, that should work out. And I'll go ahead and take a moon element this turn, as well as the 2 energy from this option. I think next turn is going to be my major turn. Get an additional 2 energy here. If I can get it out. Pay 1 for Swallowed by the Wilderness, and I think I'm all set, ready to go. So fast powers here, I just have Swallowed by the Wilderness. It's 2 fear, so that'll get me another fear card. Kill this town. It's an additional fear. Okay. Then that's it. Alright, so I go to an event. Can discard this. My event is Promising Farmland. When exploring, once per board. Oh, I should have added, did they explore into lands without explorers or without towns and cities last turn? They did. They would have been this one. So that should have gotten an additional explorer from the event last turn. My apologies. But we have Promising Farmland. When exploring, once per board, place 1 town instead of 1 explorer. I'll leave that out so I remember it this time. Beast provoked on each board, add 1 beast to a land without blight that has a town. I really like all these events that are adding beasts. So go ahead and do it there. And then Candy Defense. During Ravage in every land, defend 1 per Dahan in the land. That's okay. Well, I could have left that on, but that's fine. Okay, so that's my event. 2 fear cards, level 2. Level 1, sorry. So Dahan Raid, each player chooses a different land with Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan there. Excuse me, 1 damage there, not per Dahan. I'll do it here. Doesn't stop the build, sadly, but kills that guy. And then Scapegoats, each town destroys 1 explorer in its land. Okay. Not super useful, but we'll see what happens. Next up, I'm gonna have, next up I'm to the invader phase. They are going to go ahead and ravage this mountain, can't stop that. The other one's empty though. And they're gonna go ahead and build in sands. They do get a new city, sadly. And then explore in jungle. Okay, I can probably work with that. And as far as the new town, I will put it in there. My last time dealing with the escalation. And then slow powers. I think I have all of mine this turn. So first up, let's see, I don't have 3 plant unfortunately, but I do have 2. So I'm going to go ahead and add a wilds to this land, I believe. I can try to deal with that city, maybe. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Forsake Society to chase after dreams. I have the 3rd level. Not quite to the repeat just yet, but I do have the 3rd level. So I can target this land, I will replace a city with 3 explorers, pull them into this land, and I get 1 fear because there was still a town left over. So that was Forsake Society to Chase After Dreams and Gift of the Untamed Wild. I still have never heard from again. And that one I'll go ahead and use here, so I can destroy all of these explorers, which gets me 1 fear. So 1 away from getting the higher level. And unfortunately I don't get the Badlands, so that's okay. Alrighty. So discard these cards and I go back to growth. So I'm going to deal with this Sands. This one I can let go, that's fine. It will take me to a blighted island, but that's okay. So I do want to add a presence somewhere, I think in here, so I'll be able to defend that somehow. Maybe. I don't have a lot of fast powers, so hopefully I get a fear card or something that will deal with that. Yeah, it's a little bit of a chance. If I don't reclaim, I think it's a chance worth taking. And then I'm going to have a bunch of energy, so I am going to go for a major now. My choices are Juggle Hungers. I get that again. Oh, you know what? I didn't shuffle these. These are the same ones I had my last game. Let me go ahead and do a quick shuffle on my major power deck. Pent-Up Calamity, that's a great one. Cast Down into the Briny Deep, always fun. Infestation of Venomous Spiders, great elements. And Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. I've had those as a combo before, that was a really fun game. But now I get to choose which one to choose from. I'm not doing Cast Down, that is for sure. So one of these 3, all of which are good. I don't know, I don't have any other earths, so I won't be able to hit the kicker on this very easily, sadly. Pent-Up Calamity is always good. That will let me deal with that land. It's got good elements too. And that kicker I probably will be able to hit. This one's also good, but the problem is that the lands I want to use it on are already bladed. So yeah, I'm going to go with Pent-Up Calamity, and I will forget, I think, Gift of the Untamed Wild. Despite those awesome elements, I think I can get away without those. Okay, so taking Pent-Up Calamity, that's my power card. So I will play that this turn. I'm going to get 3 energy from Presence, so I will use that right away. And as far as my second card play goes, I have some options here. Not going to get to the 3rd level of Forsake Society to Chase After Dreams, unfortunately. So I probably want to try to play Never Heard From Again. And if I do Perils of the Deepest Island, I think that's going to give me the at least give me the Badlands for it, which is great. Okay, cool. So this will be my play, and I go to fast powers. So my first, let me pay for that. First fast power here is going to be Pent-Up Calamity. I'm going to use it on this land. Adds a disease and a strife, which I will put under that town. And that's that. A little expensive, but it stops the cascade, so I think that's worth it. Next up is going to be an event. Might have to check back into work here real quick, but that's okay. So first up, I'm in Terror level 1, just barely. So for the rest of this turn, you know what, I forgot the Invader the event last turn that helped the invaders. So they explored jungle. So I would have had them not had a town here. It would have been in here, which meant I would have destroyed one fewer. Yeah, it would have been in here. I would have still destroyed all the explorers. Yeah, because one of their explorations was with a town instead of an explorer. Don't want the town on the coast, so I'm going to throw it in the interior there and try to deal with that this turn. But for the rest of this turn, ignore one strife on each invader. That's pretty bad. Explorers blunder on each board, destroy 2 explorers and 1 lands with beasts. Okay. And then careful defense when invaders ravage if the land has Tahan, defend 2. Okay. Well, that was a very bad event for me, so that's going to kind of screw me right here, because they're going to ignore that strife and cascade in that land. This one is actually defended, so that one doesn't blight, which is good. I'll be in Terror level 2 next turn. This one's going to blight and cascade, so I'll lose 2 presents, which is not lovely. Promising farmlands on each board. I think that's what I got last time, but I definitely did shuffle this. So on each board, add 1 town and 1 city to an inland land with no towns and cities. There are no inland lands with no towns or cities, so I don't think I have to do that, which I guess is okay. So we'll have 4. And I guess I'll have this cascade up in the corner. Safest place. Alright, that was unlucky. Next up, I get to build in jungle. So I'll go ahead and build a town there, and a city in there, which is going to be a problem. And then explore sands and wetlands. So, you know what? I also forgot about this wilds here. So they would not have explored there with a town. Could have stopped that because of this wilds. And then because there was no second town there, it should have looked like this. They build a town rather than a city. So, a lot to keep track of. Let me go ahead and check one thing real quick. I think I do have time to finish this game up, so let me go ahead and do so. Alrighty. So that's fixed as far as the build goes. Now I can finally do this explore. So let's go ahead and do an explore in sands and wetlands. Board's looking a little ugly. I'm going to need to start pulling things together here pretty fast. I need Pent Up Calamity to do some more work. So let's go ahead and do my slow powers now. I think I've got a bunch. So I don't have any levels of Forsake. Well, I have the first level here. So I can go ahead and do that. So I will just replace 1. I'll target this land here, replace 1 explorer with 1 explorer, and gather him into here. And that will stop that build. Then Never Heard From Again, I can add a Badlands, which I will do in here. Don't quite have the 2 damage. I'm one away. But I'll probably go for Swallowed by the Wilderness next turn. And I'll also target the Perils of the Deepest Island here. So I'm going to do 1 Fear, add a Badlands, and I can add a Beast within run range. I think I want to do it in that same land, just so I get more stuff up. And that pushes up to Dahan as well. Go ahead and push them into here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. That's that turn. Discard. I think I need to reclaim. Don't really want to, but dealing with this land is a problem. So I will reclaim, which I get 1 energy for. I think I'm going to go for the elements this time. So I do want to play Swallowed by the Wilderness. That's going to be pretty good. And probably Pent-Up Calamity again. Let's see. That's going to give me a bunch of plant. But no air. Really need that air out, so can't reclaim. So do I need Pent-Up Calamity this turn? I don't know that I do. Can probably save it until next turn. Yeah, I think that's fine. And I would like, do I need the 2 damage there? Let's see. So I'm going to be doing 6 damage in this land with Swallowed by the Wilderness. That's not quite enough to kill everything. So, oof, yeah. So maybe I do need Pent-Up Calamity. I don't like it, but I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, I won't be able to do it with a city, but at least a town, so. Yeah. I'll have a fear card. I can risk giving up a blight here, I think, in exchange for longer term benefits. I don't have this though. So I want Never Heard From Again or Forsake Society to Chase After Dreams. It's kind of a choice between the 2 of them. Don't think I can get both. I think I'll go with Forsake Society. Yeah, I think that's okay. Get 3 from that. This costs 2. I also get 2 energy here. And I'm taking a moon. Alright, cool. Let's see what happens. So my fast power here, Swallowed by the Wilderness, I'm going to use on this land, 2 fear right away. It's also going to do 1 damage per token, which is 4 plus 2 for Badlands, so it's doing 6 damage. Not quite enough, but I do get 2 more fear for that. And hopefully I'll have something that does a damage there from a beast or something, or a fear card. And that's my fast power this turn. So next I go to an event. Now I'm a blighted island, so Voracious Consumption. On each board during the Ravage step, add 1 blight to a land with cities and no blight. I don't think there will be one, so that's okay. Plagues bring fear and death. 1 fear per board with plagues, which I do have, and 2 damage to Han and land with plagues. I can split that, so that is okay. And then engage on their own terms. During Ravage, Dahan do only 1 damage each, but deal damage before the invaders. Okay, cool. 2 fear cards. First up is Communities in Disarray, Terror level 2. Towns and cities deal -1 damage during Ravage. That's good. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of this turn. Okay, cool. I'll need that. And then Dahan Reclaim Fishing Grounds. Each player chooses a different coastal land. In each, gather up to 1 Dahan, and then 1 damage per Dahan. Okay, actually that's really good. Combos well with Communities in Disarray, because I can go ahead and pull this guy in here, do 1 damage to the town, and now I go to the Ravage. They're going to Ravage Jungles. Dahan do damage before the invaders here, so they only do 1, but that's enough to kill that town. Gets me another Fear card. And this one's only doing 1 damage, so it does not blight the land. Fear actually worked out. Okay, so that's the Ravage. And this guy did take 1 damage after that from this guy, but he'll probably be fine. Next up is Build. So, lots of builds. I'll use that. And then for the wetlands, I get a couple cities, which is bad because those have blight in them. And explore in jungles and wetlands. Those wetlands looking scary. Okay, now I come to the slow power phase. So, softly beckon ever inward. I think I want to target this jungle here so I can just kind of suck stuff up. Don't need to do anything about that, but kind of want to clear out those wetlands as best I can. So I'll gather in both of these. It's a little scary, but I think I'll be able to deal with those towns, maybe. I will in a turn or two, so actually, should I do it in here instead? That might be better. So let's see, this was the, oh, they were here. Yeah, let's gather into this mountain instead. I can delay it. So I'm going to gather both of those. So that's 2 explorers. Gather this east, 2 Dahan. Gather this town. I think that's okay. Yeah, that's good. So that's softly beckon ever inward. I also have both of these. So let's go ahead. I have 2 plants. I'll just go ahead and use Never Heard From Again here, just so I can, well, actually first I'll use Forsake Society to chase after dreams. So I have the 3rd level here, so I can replace a city with 3 explorers, which I will do. Gather them in here. I get 1 fear because I'm leaving a town behind. Very close to Terror level 3. And then I'll go ahead and do Never Heard From Again and kill all of these explorers. Okay, just 4. I've missed out on that extra fear 3 times, I think, this game, but that's okay. So that gets me to that. Alrighty. Back to growth. Go ahead and discard these. I don't want to have to reclaim again. Need to get some presence out so I can get that extra air. These guys will heal. Town will not. That will heal. And let's see what I can do. So I'd like to add a presence. I'll be able to stop a Ravage here. Not here, but I can cascade that one safely, so that's okay. So let me add another presence up in here. I'll play Pent-Up Calamity there, and do I want the Elements or Power card? I think I'm not going to be able to get, well actually, I'll be able to get the third level of this even without the elements, so that's pretty good. And if I can get a third plant, I'll be able to add another Badlands, which is nice. Yeah, let's do that. I'll try it. Might be giving up on this one, but that's okay. There's only so much I can do. So those are my card plays. Get 4 energy here. Getting a plant. Next turn's going to be a major gain because I can just put off the reclaim again. Maybe. So pay for these. If I can get a big hitting major, that'll be nice. But I think this is okay for this turn. Do I really need the extra Badlands, actually? I don't know that I do. Maybe it's just better to go for a major. Let's try that. So instead of getting that element and those 2 energy, I'm going to try for another major. I've got a lot of energy, so I think that's okay. I do get the Jungle Hungers again. It's pretty good. Terrifying Nightmares. Okay, that's not bad elements-wise for me. Volcanic Eruption and Vanish Softly Away, Forgotten by All. Okay. Well, if I get the Jungle Hungers, I can hit it with the kicker right away, which will let me kill everything in here. So that's not too bad. Volcanic Eruption is a little dangerous. Yeah, let's do that. I'll go Jungle Hungers. I'm going to forget Softly Beckon Ever Inward. And I'll play that instead of Here There Be Monsters. Means I won't get to replace a city with 3 explorers here, but I'll get to destroy one instead. So I think that's a fair trade. I'll pay for that. Okay, I think I'm all set. So let's go with fast powers first, Pent-Up Calamity. I'm going to use this land here. Okay, and then we get an event. My event is gradual. Oh, nope, I'm blighted. So Ravage Wilderness. On each board, remove 1 beast from a land with blight. Remove 1. That's here. Remove 1 wilds from a land with blight. Don't have that. Fatalities rise in each land with disease. 1 damage to each invader and 1 damage to each Dahan. So 1 damage to each invader. Oof. Okay, well it's gonna kill all these. Guess that's fine. And 1 damage to this. And then Blessings of Bounty and Health. Each spirit may add 1 Dahan to one of its lands with Dahan. Cool. I'll go ahead and put it in that land again. Not bad. Get a Fear card. Each player adds 1 Strife to a land with or adjacent to beasts. Invaders skip their normal explore and builds in lands with beasts. I'm not going to be able to stop the Ravage here, so I'll throw it into this one. Alright, Ravaging Sands and Wetlands. Nothing. This one, Dahan will just fight back. They'll take 1 damage, but they will kill all of those, which gets me a fear. Here, same thing. Dahan are going to not take any damage this time, but they will kill that town. Which puts me 1 away from Terror level 3. This one is going to Cascade, which leaves 1 Blight on the Blight card. Pretty scary, but I have an outlet for that. Build in Jungles and Wetlands. Jungles are empty. 1 of the wetlands is empty. This one, I'm going to get a town, but it's not going to be there for long, so that's okay. And then this one's going to be Sands and Mountains. So, nope, no Explorer there. Alright, 1 more second. So, let's see. So I did the Explorer, and now I am to Slow Powers. First up, let's go ahead and use the Jungle Hungers. From this land to this one, I have the Kicker, so I can destroy a city, destroy all towns, gets me to Terror level 3, and destroys all Explorers as well. So if I can kill this city, then I win, because I am in Terror level 3, and I think I can in the fast phase next turn. Alright, then I have Forsake Society to Chase Dreams, just the 2nd level. I'll go ahead and do that right here. It's the only town on the board, aside from the damaged one. That gets me 1 fear. And then Never Heard From Again, I have the Badlands level. So let's get another Badlands out. 0 range. Where do I want to put this? I guess I'll just do it in here again. Don't have the damage, but I'll just destroy all of these Explorers for another fear. Alright, cool. Time passes, so these Dahan heal. This one does heal, finally. And I think I'm good. If I can play Pent Up Calamity again, I can go ahead and do 3 damage to it and kill that town, or kill that city. So let me go ahead and add a presence here to unlock my Reclaim 1. I will go ahead and add this into this Sands. I will reclaim Pent Up Calamity. I'll just get the energy, I guess, and elements and see if I can have a nice looking board at the end of the game. And I'll play Pent Up Calamity and then Perils of the Deepest Island. Doesn't really matter which element I take. I'll just take Jungle, I guess. And go to the fast powers right away. There is 1 Strife in here. With Pent Up Calamity, I can use this weird wording to remove an invader of one of those tokens. For each token removed, 1 fear and 3 damage. So I will do 3 damage to that city, killing it. There are no cities on the board, which means that I win. And this was really cool. This is my first win over a level 5 adversary. Difficulty 9, I believe, for Brandenburg Prussia. So yeah, very, very happy with that. When I did this the other day and lost, I thought that it was a winnable type game for me. So I did it again, just kind of repeated it. Same board, same adversary, and same Lure of the Deep Wilderness. And yeah, it worked out really well. So let's go and score this up and see how I did. Should be pretty good. I really like Lure of the Deep Wilderness. I think it's a very cool spirit. I don't think that I missed any rules long term. There were a couple that I had to go back and correct, but corrected them before information changed, so I don't think that it impacted the game at all. But as I go back and watch it, I'll see if that's actually the case. It's possible that I messed something up. So this was a win. Difficulty 9. I just had one card left in the stack, so it was ending soon. Brandenburg Prussia leads to quick games. I don't think I lost any to Han. Yeah, I've got 7 on the board. Somehow kept all those alive. Flight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just had 1 left on the card, so that was a little close as well. Terror level 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 lands with invaders. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 health worth of invaders. Not a lot. So this was 57. Not my highest scoring game, but pretty close. So I'm super happy with this one. This was a fun game with one of my favorite spirits from the new expansion. Lighted island card here was promising farmland, same as last game, weirdly enough. And having that 4 blight card did help, although I did have to add the city and town, so that was an issue. Alright, cool. Well, this was a fun one. I'll go ahead and clean this up here. If you like this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll probably put this one up before the failed adventure at this adversary level, but I might do that one as well. There were a few more distractions with it, but it's still good to see losses as well as wins. Yeah, have a good day, everyone.